as a fan of lifelong wrestling fans, it's been really cool for me to see you grow and grow and grow to become such a big Kenny Omega fan and really see what this guy can do. What was your takeaway from this match, brother? I mean, you had to be pretty excited seeing two of your favorites in the AEW landscape go head to head.
Yeah, it was really fun because you could just tell they had such good ring flow together, ring flow chemistry, and they really complemented each other. The awesome Hurricane Ranas by Sydal, the brutal knee strikes by Kenny Omega. Not to mention, overall, this whole match was just tied together with amazing commentary by Callis, as always. But it was, I love the false finishes. They told a great story. They left us hanging. It was, nonstop action. When Sydal came in, he had a kind of interesting debut. The hopes were high. Then he slipped on the turnbuckle. Then I guess you can tie it all back in together now with Nakazawa or whatever.
Yeah,
I can't even say his name, which we saw on Elevation. But I really enjoyed this, man. And what really was a show stealing moment, I guess, really was just how great both guys could sell for each other. Both guys can go like limp on a dime, that kick, and they're just out. And they're just total with the flips and all that. When Kenny caught Sydal with that double knee off the top rope. I mean, we've been seeing Brian Cage do some amazing catches from the top turnbuckle, but this double knee catch I thought was kind of very undernoticed. It was a really awesome move, a very undernoticed move in my opinion. And I think Kenny should get props for this because it was a great, core strength and show strength out of this. But it was back and forth battle. Even though we know Kenny's not losing, I believed, Sydal almost had him at one point. So they did their job with the storytelling. It was a great match. It was an elite from SPD, and I really enjoyed it.
Yeah, man. The story leading up to this made me think that maybe Sydal could have gotten some sort of W in a sneaky way. I know it's been sort of one of those things that you've been frustrated with, like roll-ups and things like that.
Right.
Knowing that the stipulation at this match was that he could have got a title shot, that would have been cool. Obviously, that wasn't in the cards tonight.
Right.
But man, Matt Sydal definitely earned more opportunities after tonight's show, man. I think when you can go toe-to-toe with the best in the business and really have – a match where full of false finishes, full of absolutely back and forth action. I think that Matt Sydal had a great showing tonight. I think he needs to have that recognition for what he did. I think that both of these guys mirror each other in a lot of ways. And Don Callis pointed out that the real difference, other than the veteran, he gave him, I like that line with Kenny giving Kenny a little props for giving a young kid an opportunity.
I know he's older.
Funny, but the main difference that really highlighted was Kenny's strength. Like you talked about, man, that catching that Meteora off the top rope. That is a jaw-dropping type of thing, man. I mean, to catch a guy who's jumping off and lands and his knees onto your shoulders and you're able to control that. Shows a lot of power on Kenny's part. And that's one of the underrated parts of Kenny's game is just his strength. And he's getting bigger and bigger. You can tell the dude is in the best shape that I've seen him in. Evan Bourne. Matt Sydal is one of those guys who, every time we see him in the ring, he always has I'm always impressed by how snappy his offense is. It just, it's crisp. It's very fluid, and I think that's what's happening with this match. Is you got to see two guys who their technique is on point. They're very in control of their offense. They're very capable of hitting their moves in a way that makes you as a viewer just cringe in a lot of ways because their strikes are always on point. And their fluidity transitioning between moves was on display tonight. I thought that this was one of those matches that wrestling fans are going to enjoy. It was a showcase of great wrestling, and we don't get to see that all the time. This was a really a treat. I felt like, especially as to start off the show, both guys brought the energy. Good storytelling throughout. I was a big fan of it.
And so elite from you?
Absolutely. No doubt about it. This is a no doubt elite. I would have no problem seeing Matt Sydal get more opportunities based off of what we saw here. Obviously, Kenny is the cream of the crop. But I thought that Matt Sydal showcased quite a bit of talent tonight, and something that we've been seeing on a regular basis from him. But when you can do that against the best in the business, it speaks volumes.
Absolutely.